All right, folks, settle in. Today on the bench, we are looking at a silhouette that everyone, and I mean everyone, recognizes instantly. It is 2026, an era of rapid technological turnover where new usually means disposable. But this is the 1911. Now, look around any local range today, you're going to see a sea of black striker-fired polymer frames. They are the standard of the modern world. They're efficient, they're functional, and they get the job done. But there is a reason why, even now, the most elite shooters on the planet eventually find their way back to this 115-year-old design. We're not just here to talk about a gun today. We are here to talk about a phenomenon. There is a fundamental, almost primal tension between the modern plastic approach to firearms and the uncompromising steel philosophy of John Moses Browning. Today, I'm not just going to show you why the 1911 is still relevant. I'm going to show you why it is still the benchmark for excellence in 2026. We're going to peel back the layers of history, metallurgy, and performance to see why the crown hasn't moved an inch. Let's get into it. The heritage and psychological edge. You know, there is an old gritty saying in the American gun community that has stood the test of time. You show your friends your Glock, but you show your enemies your 1911. Now, while that's a bit of range day bravado, there is a massive, undeniable kernel of truth buried in the sheer, unshakable confidence this platform brings to your belt. When you strap on a full-sized, all-steel, 5-inch government model, you aren't just carrying a tool for self-defense. You are physically carrying over a century of proven, blood and dirt ballistic history. In this modern era, we have reached this weird point in society where everything feels disposable. Your phone is outdated in 12 months, your car is mostly plastic sensors, and even our high-tech gear is built with a planned expiration date. But the 1911, this is a legacy. This is an heirloom you pass down with a handshake. When you wrap your fingers around that checkered grip and feel that cold, Parkerized or DLC-coated steel against your palm, there is a tactile ancestral connection to every soldier in the trenches of France, every lawman on the dusty roads of Texas, and every competitive marksman who came before you. It provides a level of psychological grounding that you simply cannot replicate with a mass-produced, injection-molded frame. It's the weight of authority. There is a peace of mind that comes from knowing you are holding a design that has already won the wars of the past and is more than ready for the fights of the future. You aren't just carrying a firearm, you are carrying a 115-year-old promise of reliability and American grit. It's about the soul of the machine and the confidence of the man carrying it. Reliability myth busting. Now, we have to address the elephant in the room, the reliability myth. If you spend 5 minutes on an internet forum, you'll hear someone claiming that the 1911 is a Jamomatic that only likes full metal jacket round nose ammo. Well, let me tell you something. It is 2026, and those old school complaints are officially dead and buried. Back in the 1970s and 80s, sure, some of these guns were finicky with hollow points because they were built strictly to 1911 military blueprints, but the modern manufacturing landscape has completely changed the game. Today's 1911s are built with aerospace-grade tolerances. We are talking about CNC machining and laser-guided fitting that would make a Swiss watchmaker jealous. When you look at high-end production models or custom builds, they feature polished feed ramps, tuned extractors, and flared ejection ports right out of the box. The geometry of the magazines has also evolved. Modern 8-round and 10-round mags with anti-tilt followers have virtually eliminated the feeding issues of the past. Furthermore, the materials science of 2026 has given us coatings like diamond-like carbon or DLC, which provides a surface hardness that is almost impossible to scratch and significantly reduces friction. This means the slide cycles faster and more reliably, even when the gun is running dry or dirty. If you buy a quality 1911 today and feed it decent ammunition, it will run just as hard and just as long as any polymer duty gun on the market. The finicky 1911 is a ghost of the past. The modern reality is a heavy-duty machine that eats whatever you feed it and asks for seconds. It's time to stop judging a $2,000 modern masterpiece by the standards of a surplus-rattling bucket of bolts from 1945. The natural pointer and superior ergonomics. Most modern handguns feel like you're holding a brick or a 2x4 that's been slightly sanded down at the corners. But the 1911, it feels like an extension of your own skeletal structure. There's a reason why, after 115 years, nobody has dared to radically change the grip angle of this platform. John Moses Browning designed this thing with a dry, natural point of aim that is, quite frankly, unsurpassed by anything coming off a modern assembly line. When you draw this pistol from a holster, you'll notice something almost magical. Because of that 18-degree grip angle, the sights just snap right into your line of vision. You aren't searching for the front sight, you aren't tilting your wrist forward or backward to compensate for a chunky, oversized frame. It just points naturally, like you're pointing your own index finger at a target, where we see all these modular grip panels and interchangeable back straps on polymer guns. The 1911 still wins by simply being right the first time. And we can't forget the controls. Everything is exactly where your thumb and fingers want them to be. The slide stop is within reach, the magazine release is intuitive, and that thumb safety, it's the perfect shelf. In a high-speed shooting cadence, you can ride that safety with your thumb, which actually helps you clamp down on the gun and control that muzzle flip even more. The frame is slim too. Even for folks with smaller hands, the single-stack nature of the traditional 1911 means you can get a full wraparound purchase on the weapon. You aren't just holding the gun, you are locked into it. That interface between human skin and American steel is what makes the 1911 feel less like a tool and more like a part of your body when the buzzer goes off and the pressure is on. All steel mass and recoil mitigation. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty physics of the fight, because this is where the 1911 truly separates the professionals from the amateurs. In the current market of 2026, everyone is obsessed with lightweight. Every manufacturer is trying to sell you a gun that feels like a feather on your hip, claiming that lighter is better for everyday carry. But here is the cold, hard reality of ballistics that they don't want to talk about. Light guns are easy to carry, but they are a nightmare to shoot accurately under pressure. When you fire a high-pressure round like the 45 ACP or even a hot 9mm defensive load out of a 1.5-pound polymer frame, that explosive energy has to go somewhere. Usually, it goes straight into your wrist, snapping the muzzle up and off target, forcing you to fight the gun just to get back on the paper. The 1911 flips that script entirely. When you are holding 39 to 45 ounces of American-forged, heat-treated steel, you have the laws of motion on your side. That mass acts as a natural, built-in shock absorber for your hands. It's basic Newtonian physics. The heavy frame provides the necessary inertia to resist the rearward force of the slide cycling, soaking up a massive chunk of that felt recoil before it ever has a chance to reach your joints. This is exactly why you see the world's top-tier competition shooters and elite tactical units still clinging to this platform for high-speed work. It stays flat. During a rapid-fire string, while the guy in the lane next to you, with the latest plastic subcompact, is struggling to keep his sights from jumping into the ceiling, the 1911 is already settled, back on target, and ready for the follow-up shot. The muzzle flip is predictable, the return to battery is buttery smooth, and the overall track of your front sight is consistent and easy to follow. It's the difference between wrestling a wild animal and driving a precision-tuned muscle car on a closed track. Heavy isn't a downside, it is a high-performance feature. It's the mechanical advantage that allows you to put more lead on target, faster, and with more surgical precision than any flyweight alternative could ever dream of achieving. You aren't just shooting a gun, you are managing a stable firing platform that works with you, not against you. The ultimate modular platform. Let's talk about something that gets every gearhead's heart racing: modularity. In the world of 2026, we're used to plug-and-play gadgets, but the 1911 was the original modular masterpiece long before that was even a marketing buzzword. If you own a polymer frame striker gun, you're pretty much stuck with what the factory gave you, maybe besides swapping a red dot or a flashlight. But with the 1911, the sky is the limit, and the aftermarket support is an absolute ocean of possibilities. Think of the 1911 like a classic American muscle car. You can buy a base model today and, over the next few years, transform it into a high-performance racing machine or a bulletproof duty weapon. We're talking about an ecosystem of parts that has been refined for over a century. You want a different hammer? You got it. A flared magwell for those lightning-fast reloads under pressure? Easy. How about a match-grade stainless steel bushing to barrel fit that shrinks your groups at 25 yards? There are hundreds of master gunsmiths and manufacturers out there dedicated to nothing but perfecting this single platform. We're seeing a massive resurgence in semi-custom builds. Because the design is so well understood, you can fine-tune every single internal component to your specific shooting style. You can adjust the sear engagement for a crisper break, swap the mainspring to change the feel of the recoil cycle, or install an ambidextrous safety that clicks with the authority of a vault door. This isn't just about fixing a gun. It's about tailoring a high-precision instrument to fit your hand and your soul. When you buy a 1911, you aren't just buying a finished product. You are buying a platform that can grow, evolve, and be perfected alongside your own skills as a marksman. It's the only handgun on the planet where the user has this much control over the final mechanical outcome, the modern evolution. Some purists will tell you that a 1911 should only ever have iron sights and a wood grip. But let's be real, if John Moses Browning were alive today, he would be using every bit of technology available to make this platform more lethal and more efficient. The 1911 has evolved, and in 2026, it is more high-tech than it has ever been in its entire history. We are seeing a massive shift toward optics-ready slides across the board. Whether you are looking at a tactical professional model or a competition-ready beast, manufacturers are now precision milling these steel slides to sit a red dot sight as low as possible. This changes the game entirely. When you combine the world's best trigger with a modern ruggedized reflex sight, you are looking at a platform that can make hits at 50, 75, or even 100 yards, with a level of ease that was unthinkable 20 years ago. But the evolution doesn't stop at the sights. We are seeing advanced metallurgy things like vacuum heat-treated stainless steel and frames forged from aerospace-grade aluminum, or even titanium for those who want to shave off a few ounces without sacrificing structural integrity. We have integrated Picatinny rails that are machined directly into the dust cover, allowing you to mount high-output weapon lights and aiming lasers without some bulky bolt-on adapter. The modern 1911 isn't just a FUD gun anymore. It is a refined tactical powerhouse that accepts 2026 technology while keeping that rock-solid mechanical foundation. It is the perfect marriage of 19th century soul and 21st century combat capability. You get the history, you get the feel, but you also get the edge that modern technology provides on the battlefield or at the home defense line. The double stack revolution. Now, if there was ever a death blow aimed at the 1911 over the last few decades, it was the argument of capacity. Critics would always say, sure, it's a great shooter, but you only have 8 rounds in the mag while the plastic guns have 17. Well, welcome to 2026, where that argument has been officially wiped off the map. We are living in the golden age of the double stack 1911, or what the world now knows as the 2011 platform. This isn't just a minor tweak, this is a total engineering overhaul that preserves everything we love about the original, the trigger, the grip angle, the internal geometry, and marries it to a wide body frame that can hold 17, 20, or even 26 rounds of 9mm or 45 ACP. Manufacturers like Staccato, Fowler Industries, and even the big-name production houses have perfected the reliability of these double-stack magazines. In 2026, the old reliability issues with tapered double-to-single feed geometry are a thing of the past. These machines are being used by elite law enforcement units and special operations groups who refuse to compromise on either firepower or precision. But it's not just about more bullets. The way a double-stack frame fills the hand actually improves recoil management for a lot of shooters. It gives you more surface area for your support hand to clamp down on, creating a rock-solid vice grip that makes the gun feel like it's glued to your palms. When you combine 20-plus rounds of capacity with that legendary single-action trigger we talked about earlier, you aren't just carrying a handgun anymore, you are carrying a tactical cheat code. You have the volume of fire to stay in a long engagement and the surgical accuracy to end a threat with a single well-placed shot. In today's landscape, the 1911 has officially outgrown its 8-round limitations and stepped into its role as the ultimate high-capacity combat handgun. The unrivaled ballistic precision. We are talking about the very reason we pull a trigger in the first place. Absolute, uncompromising precision. In 2026, with all the AI-assisted targeting and high-tech plastic gadgets floating around, the 1911 remains the gold standard for what a human being can actually achieve with a handgun. It is the soul of the marksman manifested in steel. The architecture of the 1911, the way the barrel locks into the slide with that rock-solid bushing, the way the link-up system ensures a consistent return to the exact same position every single time the slide cycles, creates a mechanical consistency that polymer guns just cannot replicate. In a striker-fired world, you are dealing with tolerances that allow for duty accuracy, but with a 1911, you are dealing with surgical accuracy. When you are behind the sights of a well-built 1911, the gun stops being an external tool and starts feeling like an extension of your own eye. If you miss, it wasn't the gun. It's that simple. There is a zen-like quality to shooting this platform. Because the trigger is so perfect and the recoil is so manageable, you can focus entirely on the fundamentals of marksmanship. It strips away the excuses. In a high-stakes defensive encounter or a championship level match, that level of precision isn't just a nice to have, it is the deciding factor. It is the ability to place a 45 ACP round through a hole the size of a nickel at 25 yards while your heart is hammering against your ribs. In today's landscape, the 1911 still dominates because it remains the most shootable, most accurate, and most rewarding handgun ever devised by the mind of man. It is a masterpiece that was born in fire, proven in battle, and perfected by time. It isn't just a legend that won't die, it's a legend that continues to win. When the smoke clears and the brass is cooled on the ground, what are we left with? You can keep your plastic gadgets and your interchangeable backstraps. I'll take the weight of history. I'll take the crisp snap of a single action trigger. I'll take the confidence that comes from carrying a piece of steel that has been through hell and back and still asks for more. The 1911 isn't just a choice, it's a statement. It says you value precision over convenience. It says you understand that some things are built to last longer than a battery cycle. Whether you're a competition shooter, a tactical professional, or just a guy who appreciates the finest mechanical engineering ever put to paper, the 1911 is your North Star. It's been dominating for 115 years, and from where I'm standing in 2026, it's just getting started. Thanks for hanging out at the range with me today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the legend, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next breakdown, and I want to hear from you. Drop a comment down below and tell me, is your 1911 a tool, an heirloom, or both?